Hello everyone, I would like to thank you for coming out tonight to hear the very important message that I have to deliver on teen pregnancies. In today's society, teens are faced with many pressures. The effect of these pressures put on them are the inability to make the right decisions when it comes to certain situations. One of the most common that we see are teenagers finding themselves becoming young parents at a young age. When this happens, you have almost 95% of them that have had babies through unplanned pregnancies, and also a good third of these pregnancies, the mothers aren't even keeping the children. The children are being placed into foster care, and those that are adopted out to good parents who prosper and live a great life, are able to go to college. That's great, but they're one of the few. Realistically, a lot of these children will bounce back and forth between, a care facility through DFACS or foster parents who will tend to these children for a couple of years, and then they go to another foster home or, another facility, and it's a vicious cycle. When creating a cycle like this, you have more of these children who are more likely to be incarcerated or have children at a young age themselves, which carries on this vicious cycle of teen pregnancy. Today, we should put a stop to it. Why isn't anything being done really to prevent the problem? This is my main question. We have so much out there. The government has formulated all these types of organizations that help teen parents with their children, but it's not preventing. It's like telling them, oh, it's okay. We have Medicaid, and you have food stamps, and we have all these wonderful things out here that will help take care of you and your baby. No, it should be you will have to work. You will have to support your child. You will have to continue school and further your education in college. That is what we should be saying. But instead, we are masking this problem with organizations that make it okay when it's not. So, by doing this, obviously the government has done nothing to put a stop to the problem, but encouraging it. So ask yourself this: if teenagers had an actual perspective of the day-to-day struggles of any parent, would they be doing something to prevent themselves from ending up in this situation? In my opinion, more should be done to stop teen pregnancy rather than pulling the efforts into helping teen parents. And then you have these shows on MTV that glorify teenagers and, their young children when they're not doing much better. You see them on there screaming at their children and, just pretending as if life is great, calling up mom and dad for money, needing help to pay their rent at their apartment and stuff like this. It kind of shows the struggles, but the glory that they put on it is a complete misconception. So this is where I would like to tell you about my story. I was 17 years old. I thought I'd met the man that I was going to be with for the rest of my life. We were 14 when we got together. At 17, I found out that I was pregnant. It was in January of the following year. I realized that I had been having, some pretty bad pains, and I had actually gone into labor. Well, once I went into labor, I became aware of all the issues that I had to face. I was not giving birth to a normal child. I was giving birth to a little girl that had omphalocele and pentalgy of Kentrell. These two diseases, to shorten it up in description, basically mean that her heart, liver, stomach, and intestines were outside of her body. This is something that most doctors haven't even seen in 20 years of practice. There's only 999 cases of this disease known in the United States. After giving birth, she was sent to Atlanta. There was a couple of doctors that I had been seeing there that were familiar, with her diagnosis and were prepared to do the surgery. Once she got there, they realized that she was born without a diaphragm. With no diaphragm, she could not breathe on her own. She would forever be dependent upon a ventilator and would never be able to live a normal life. On the way to Atlanta, she died twice in the ambulance, and they called and asked if I would like them to resuscitate. So naturally, yes. I had them bring her back to me. But the first time that I ever held my daughter was the few short moments that she took her last breath in my arms. I was a mother giving birth to a child that I thought I would get to take home, play with their hair, play dress up, mommy's little princess. But it wasn't that at all. 2 days after leaving the hospital, after spending nights screaming because I didn't have my daughter and they wouldn't give me anything to sleep, I had to leave and make the next biggest decision of my life, which was to pick out the dress that she would wear in her casket. So it's not always pink bows and happiness. Sometimes it can be a plot and a casket. And I would like for everyone to please think about everything that I've presented today before you make that decision to lay down and be with him, because he may not love you and it may not be forever. And I would hate to see anyone have to go through what I went through. 8 years later, I still grieve every day. No holiday will ever be the same. And the only place that I can go and see her is a headstone and the pictures that I have left. So please, everyone, think about it.